Hey guys, Brett, John here at Russell Marine Products. Today we're going to talk about the differences between the Elite FS, HDS 9 Live, and HDS 9 Pro. So stay tuned. All right guys, so we want to talk about the differences, just kind of some of your options that you have in the 9-inch screen on your Lowrance unit. So we've got the FS here, the HDS 9 Live, and the HDS 9 Pro. As you can see, just aesthetically, the 9 Live, 9 Pro, exact same unit, look the same, except for the blue button, the waypoint button up there on the Pro, and then a blue HDS 9 down there in the left-hand corner. So these two are going to look very similar. The FS has got a little bit different design. We've got the SD card slot. That's over here under this Lowrance tag right here, where your SD slots on your 9 Live and the Pro, they've got the door. They've got two slots, so you can put two different things in, SD cards, map cards, in the Pro and the Live, versus just one in your Elite. The other big thing, just kind of talking off the top here, screen resolution. That's where we're going to see the biggest difference between these. The FS is going to be 800 by 480, where we are 1280 by 720 on both the Pro and the Live 9. So much better screen resolution over here versus the Elite FS, okay?
So just a couple things that we'll talk about. You know, these are going to look identical. They have the same screen. They have the same button layout. They're going to utilize the same sun cover. You know, you have all of the same connections on the back, Ethernet, power, all that's the same. We didn't see any changes there like we did between like the Carbon and the Live. We do notice a small increase in processor speed on the Live, or on the Pro rather, sorry. The Pro does seem to navigate from screen to screen a little bit quicker, just a little bit quicker response time. Not a huge difference there. You know, the main reason why somebody might want to get into a Pro unit, in my opinion anyways, and Brett, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's for the new HD transducer. So when we start looking at transducer compatibility, the FS and the Live both are going to run the Active Imaging 3-in-1, and the Pro has the ability to run the new Active Imaging 3-in-1 HD, which is going to get us a higher frequency, get us better detail, a little bit extended range. We have done some videos on that to show you guys a side-by-side comparison, see if that's something that you know you want to upgrade to. You know, as far as where you're going to put these units at on your boat might depend, might help you to decide on which unit to go with. So if you wanted to put it at the console and you want the best side imaging, it's going to be this unit over here. You know, if you wanted a unit that was just for mapping, it was maybe just a secondary unit, you're looking to save some money, you might look at the Elite FS or the Live. We've got a pretty good sale on the Live right now. That brought that price down pretty comparable to the FS.
Right.
So,
and I think one of the biggest things to think about as Lowrance guys thinking about upgrading with the Live and the Pro, so we still have two Ethernet ports, a NEMA port, power, and we've got two sonar ports. We've got our structure scan, which is our black port, which you've had on a Gen 2 Touch, Gen 3 Carbon, and then we've got our blue port, which is our sonar port. The biggest difference there is that sonar port. So when we went to the Lives, Carbon were the last with the blue port with a 7-pin. Lives, Pros are going to have a 9-pin connector. So those guys that are running a shoot-through hole transducer, you're going to need a 7 to 9-pin adapter. You can still run the same transducer that you've got. You just need an adapter to fit for this, for the Live and the Pro.
and that's if you're coming from an older unit.
Correct.
That has a 7-pin connection.
Right, so that's again Gen 2, Gen 3 carbons. Those are going to have your 7-pin blue plug. The FS, you only have the one port still, just kind of like the TIs and the TI2s. The Elite FS is the higher version now. One 9-pin sonar plug. You do get a benefit coming from the TI2. We do have one Ethernet port, so that's very critical for guys if they're running forward-facing sonar or wanting to run forward-facing sonar. This unit is able to do it because we have that sonar port with the new processor in it. So it's got the technology to do it, and we can run that. Thinking ahead though, if we're doing a whole boat network, these are going to be easier to network just by daisy chaining them together with Ethernet. So if I had a Live 9 at the front, a Pro at the console, a Pro 9 at the console, we just run an Ethernet cable. We've got active target, we plug it into the front because these have 2 ports, not a problem. If we had 2 FS on the boat, we'd need to get that NEP, the port expander box, plug active target into it, then Ethernet to each unit out of that port expander. So maybe some more components involved with this when you're thinking about a whole boat network versus these. So there's just a lot of different things to think about. They're going to have the CMAP. They're all going to have the CMAP preloaded as far as mapping. Of course, all of these units, we could put an SD card in here to go to the CMAP reveal to get that better mapping. We did a video on that. If you haven't watched that, check that one out because that CMAP reveal is a very cool card.
Circle back around on transducer compatibility. So that was one I just briefly touched on. So these are going to run active imaging 3-in-1. This will run the HD. As it pertains to active target, all 3 of these units will run active target 1 and active target 2. All 3 of these units have the capability of running your 3-in-1 nose cone on the Ghost. You know, when we're looking at that HD transducer technology, same thing with that Ghost nose cone. They're getting ready to come out with that HD 3-in-1 nose cone for the Ghost trolling motor. You will have some limitations on these units because it's the HD technology. So you can run that technology on both of these units. You just have to add the S3100 module in order to do so. But if you're running active target and you want to get away, you know, in a budget-friendly option, both of these will get you there. And you're looking at a very comparable price range between these units right now. These are on sale for the Lives are on sale for $1,000 without a transducer, $1,100 with a 3-in-1. And I want to say that the Elite FS is like $1,000 with a transducer.
Right.
So you're talking $100 difference. You're going to see an increase in processor speed between the Elite FS and the Live, a small increase in processor between the Live and the Pro. One thing we didn't talk about here is the touch screen. It's not quite as sensitive as the Live or the Pro, so we can't put a tempered glass screen protector on here because it'll eliminate the touch function. So that's another thing that you might want to consider. If you want to put this unit up at the bow and you're flipping and pitching and you want to have it protected, you know, you'll want to go with one of these 2 units here. You know, the other thing that we haven't really talked about is one of the new features on the Pro is the ability to take 2 active target 2 systems and run the new combined views. You will not get the combined views on the Live or the FS. So you got to have a Pro unit that's going to take the information from both of those transducers. So that's 2 active target 2 transducers, 2 modules, and if they're ran into this Pro unit, then you have the ability to use those 3 new views, and it kind of stitches that information together to provide you some more information. So you don't have that ability over here.
Yeah, so really you're kind of looking at the different levels. So whatever price point you're looking at, you know, the higher end here, the lower end here, just the cheaper type model, just not giving you as many options, or if you want those options, we've got to get more things to make it happen, like the NEP box and things of that nature. So talking about the back of the unit, you know, they're all going to come with the plastic gimbal bracket, which I know some guys aren't a huge fan of, but we've got different gimbal, R&P gimbal brackets that you can put on here for a heavier duty bracket. They're all going to have the GPS built in here, where in the past our carbons, our Gen 3s, they were inside the unit, so more up on top, so gets us a better GPS internal signal. Of course, adding a 0.1, because these all three have NEMA, a 0.1 is always going to be a better GPS, so they have that option as well. So just some key features to think about when you're trying to decide if I want to upgrade my units and which one to go with.
So where are we at on the price point on the Pro?
2,000. We're 2,100.
2,100.
Yep.
And then we're
1,000.
1,100 with transducer.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the 2,100 with?
With, yes.
So then we're 1,100 and 1,000. So we're going to see a lot more people taking advantage of that live right now over the Elite FS because of the sales.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're going to get the better screen resolution if you're looking to run active target. If you're looking to run it for side imaging, you're going to get the better picture. You know, between these two, you're going to get the better picture on this one. You know, I think at the end of the day, if you want the better side scan, you go with the Pro. If you want the ability to run the new combined views, you go with the Pro. So, and long term, the Pro is going to be supported with transducer technology and software updates longer term. Eventually, they're going to stop updating software for the live, and if something new comes out, you know, there's a chance that you can take advantage of it on the Pro and not the live. So if you're thinking ahead long term, this is something you're not going to turn around and trade in and trade up in the next year or two, and you're thinking more, this is going to be my unit for the next 5 or 10 years, you know, you might go spend a little bit more just to have that support.
Yep.
So
in the end, I think they're all good units. Just you know, they're all for different situations, different price points, different boats. It just depends on what you're looking for, but all good units, all can do what you're wanting to do and give you a very good picture for your side down 2D, the ability to upgrade mapping. So a lot of good options, but just wanted to talk about those features and kind of give you a rundown of the 3 units you've got here as options. If you guys have any questions, always call us 316-313-4113 or shoot us an email at sales@russellmarineproducts.com. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
see you guys.
Are you tired of your old marine electronics? At R&P, we make trade-in easy. 3 steps. Step 1, shoot us an email, get a quote. Step 2, send us your old unit and get credit. Step 3, get your brand new unit and get it installed on your boat today.